dude is way out there, way up there, making a curve. What a joke. Let's see if we can get the curve. No plane path going that way. Ridiculously long chemtrail. And it just started clearing up, actually. And they came back out. There's no plane path going like that. Big stupid curve, you know. How ridiculous. You can see the puffy clouds. Let's look at his full trail. This is a friggin' monster of a trail. Total monster of a trail. Now I've seen a couple lay trails earlier. I've seen some planes travel right through the same path with no trails. Then they came back with trails. You know, if you really think that the sky is changing every 30 minutes just to keep it covered with like this film here, you're touched. You can see there's nothing in between these clouds here. So they come back and hit it, and there's all film in between here. It's all from this. Not hard to figure out. Not hard to figure out. So that guy took a heck of a curve. I don't know where he's looping back to. And we can see some puffy clouds here. Big bunch of mist in the center. Not hard. You could pick out every bit of artificial and natural stuff up in the sky. Which at this point even the natural is surely tainted. So we got Lancaster University coming out stating that every one of us has nanoparticulate metals in our brain at this point, and it's from pollution. Yeah, we're watching the pollution. Here's your pollution right here. That is stated to be nanoparticulates used in geoengineering, and it just so happens now there's nanoparticulates, magnetized metals in our brain. Just another coincidence that the bees have dementia from aluminum. Where are the bees getting aluminum? Do bees dig holes in the ground and get to the natural aluminum that people claim is in the ground loose that a bee is going to get to? You know, aluminum is found bonded to other elements in the ground. It's not floating in your air. So everything keeps checking out. The sky's covered in white. The sun's being altered. Oh, that's accidental geoengineering. Oh, the bees, that's just an accident. They got aluminum. Oh, the nanoparticulate metals in your brain, that's just another coincidence too. But it's not geoengineering. You know, how many coincidences are these retards going to keep making excuses for while it's right in front of your face? You know, it's just totally stupid. You got medical science confirming most of what the side effects of geoengineering would be, including climate science, where some areas are said to get more drought, some are said to get more rain. That's all occurring too. So we got another plane coming right through here. Trailing altitude, he has no trail whatsoever. We'll see if he puts on a show. No trail. He's way up there. So the stupidity is just ridiculous. The same fools justifying this are the same fools sticking up for Hillary Clinton, who came out today and said that half of the Trump supporters, which amounts easily to tens of millions of people, are a basket of deplorables. So after her three-quarters of her campaign is based on what Trump says, not based on her policies, because she has no policies. They're the same as Obama's policies. And she even came out and said that she can't do anything about companies leaving the country. She said that's just something that's going to happen. She can't do anything to protect your job. Meanwhile, Trump says he can put a 35% tax on any company that wishes to import their goods back into America. That's very simple. That would keep them from leaving the country. So people keep sticking up for her. Now they're saying, oh, the Trump people are mad she said this, and they got to run to their safe space. No, they're just mad that it's so hypocritical that every word out of Hillary's mouth is bigot, racist, this and that. And she goes off and calls people a basket of deplorables. Now, that includes blacks, Spanish, Asian, you name it, because Trump has a base of supporters. You look at the rallies and there's different groups of people there. So she determined that half of these groups of people are all racist. They're a bunch of deplorables. Now, of course, he's got his elements. You know, you want to talk KKK or this or that. He can't stop who supports him. And that amount of people is maybe, you know, less than 1% likely. Meanwhile, Hillary has called Robert Byrd, former KKK Grand Wizard, her mentor, been to his funeral, been to other things, her and Bill speaking both about him. It's just hypocrisy. So it's the same idiots that believe her and think she's somehow genuine is the ones that trust climate science. You got Bill Clinton now coming out saying "Make America Great Again" is racist. Meanwhile, they pulled up 15 clips of him saying it back when he was running for president. We got to make America great again, this and that. And the other day he just said, oh, well, you know who that phrase appeals to? That appeals to those white Southerners. And we know who Trump's trying to get. You said it. They're banking on people having no memory. That's the beauty of Twitter, is that they pull up all of this stuff right away. And they're basically banking on people having no memory. So it's pretty sad. Just like when Obama never went to Louisiana. They were sticking up for him too. Oh, well, he didn't have to go there and this and that, and they didn't want him there. Meanwhile, when he was running for office, he said the same pot shots at George Bush, who was a dirtbag as well, but, you know, with Katrina. Well, Bush should be there, hands on the ground, and he should be giving those people support, and la-da-da-da-da. Meanwhile, none of these Hillary Obama supporters want to admit it. It's scary is what it is. You know, so likely we know a lot of it's a show, but regardless, you can't stick up for hypocrisy. So at this point, with Hillary getting away with everything she's getting away with, and now making more of these comments, this guy's sneaking right up on me here. It's really like they're just trying to tweak both sides of this. You know, they're gonna make her look so disgusting by the time this is done, with her coughing and her sneezing and her wheezing and all of her garbage, and then her ridiculous statements, and just proving that she's unqualified with all of her scandals. And then they may just push her in there, because that will really divide the hell out of the country. And then we'll just keep getting apology after apology from her. When the economy crashes and when she starts something with Russia, well, we didn't know it was going to go that far, and her supporters will be fine with it. Trump, one of his saving graces that could work in our favor is he has an ego, which everyone will admit to. So in the name of his ego, he may not want to give himself a bad name and actually try and boost his ego and do some good. I think he wants his ego so big he may try and replicate something of JFK. Not that he could do it, but I think he wants that sort of legacy. You know, for his own ego. Maybe whether it's for our total benefit or if it's, you know, totally selfless or not, I think he would like that result, to have his Trump name remembered forever. Another plane way up here, no trail. What a joke. Where is he? There he is. No trail. You gonna put on a show? You know, you're truly touched if you think these every other plane may have a trail and flying through the same airspace and all of this BS. He's way up there. Where'd he go? There he is. Flying through contrail residue, yet he can't even make a dissipating trail. The other plane had a long persistent trail, and this guy can't even make a dissipating trail. So the atmosphere must have changed just as we're filming here. So regardless what's going on with this country, Hillary ain't the answer, and Trump is as close as we're going to get to an answer, because the only other answer people have is anarchy. And if you think these people, your neighbors that can't even get chemtrails or GMO or understand any of that, you think they're ready to rebuild the country like our forefathers did, you're deluded. So we're kind of in the hands of something like a Trump to bring it back to the actual old documents that had this country going in the first place. Because I have no faith in these people to start some kind of good commune type society. Everybody grows food and trades with each other. You know, we're so far away from that. If we did have to start over, we got so many different factions now in this country that need a piece of everything. You'd have to appease so many groups, you wouldn't even be able to draft documents. You wouldn't be able to do it. Every group would be offended. Every document would need so many amendments to it. It would just be unbelievable. So we got plane after plane now. Not one of them can make a trail all of a sudden. And it's laughable. Why I'm not getting this guy. He's in here somewhere. There he is. So you hate to put your faith in any system, but we're knee deep in this system. It ain't going nowhere by people not voting. You know, it's a great deed. Say I'm not voting, I don't trust the system, this and that, but it's not getting anyone anywhere either. Like 40% of the population doesn't vote. So what's that getting? What's that doing? You know, got just as much a chance of that doing something as voting for Trump. I don't see anything coming from the people that aren't voting, except they kind of stand like they're high and mighty on it. You got Bar None 11970, his channel. You got Dabu. Yet all they do is talk about politics, but they tell you it's 100% rigged. So stop talking about it. Pick a better subject and get off of it. Stop wasting your time on it. Yet they keep coming out with this one said that one said this, la da da. So after realizing not voting, you know, you think that's a good option, then you realize we're in this system. So the only real option is to try and hold this system accountable. In my opinion, people need to try and take it back and legitimize it. There's mainstream news reports of vote rigging and how easy it is to rig the machines, and you know, people got to pressure the news and whoever to put this stuff out there to change the system. We got to get the economy going, and then people can pressure corporations to get the environment going. You can't really create an economy from the public. You need something like Trump and to start making good deals and putting tariffs on trade and all of that to get the economy going, and then the public can make protests against GMO and chemtrails and all of that stuff and start pressuring them from that end. Hillary's going to make a climate war room and all of this BS, and yeah, that's wonderful. If China's opening new coal plants every day, doesn't really matter what you do, you're not going to come to the goals of the climate agreement. That's where geoengineering comes in. So the energy that Obama's getting from fracking and whatnot, it takes so much energy to get it, and what you get back from it, it's no cleaner than fossil fuels when you add it all up, because it takes so much effort to get it. You're putting polluted wastewater back into the ground, and it's no better for the environment. It's just how they spin it. So at this point, it's disgusting we don't have good technology. Solar, they're keeping suppressed. Solar could be everywhere by now. We could have been using it for 30, 40 years already, no problem. It was invented about 60 years ago. So we could have been knee-deep in solar by now. It's just your science and your governments and your businesses that kept it away from us. So if you think science, government, and businesses are the ones bitching about the climate and we need to do something, they're full of shit. They could have did it. So at this point, we just need some money in the pot. The country's broke. People are broke. People are working their ass off. Like Trump said, real-time money. People were making more money 18 years ago than they're making now. That's not a direction a country should be moving in. So they gave a damn they'd have airline regulations. Airline industry is basically free from emission regulations, which they just passed, and it won't take effect until the year 2028. That's how much they're concerned about the environment. Won't take effect until 2028, and they're going to be optional and have, you know, opt-out clauses in it. So that's how much they really give a shit about the environment. So we need to look out for our own, make sure we got money in our pockets, and stop with all this politically correct bullshit, wasting time on it when money and environment is going quick. People are worried about this word and that word and what was the intention behind it and blah blah blah. So Hillary wants to call it out. She just put her foot in her fucking mouth. A basket of deplorables that she just offended. Shoot, oh my god, the amount of people she just offended. Yeah, you could see the sheet building up by the sun here. That's all a sheet from the aerosols. That's an artificial layer from the aerosols. We could see the trail spreading out, and that's what it's spreading into. This sheet, when you see this sheet here like this, that's artificial. Doesn't move, never moves, always holds in place. You can see the white cloud here moving, passing by. We can see the wisps and all of this crap up here. Totally artificial. So 100% of the sky now is taken over by airplane trails in some form or another. So we could see the sheet really forming out here. Totally artificial. You think that's not to reflect the sun? Good luck. You think this trail is right under the sun, yet it can't melt. It's ice crystals in the hottest part of the sky. Hottest part of the sky, yet it can't melt. So you keep believing in climate science. Go vote for Hillary Clinton, and then you can go back to sleep for 4 years and see what the country looks like. After she basically said she's going to start some shit with Russia, accusing them all day long. Well, they might have hacked our stuff, they might have did this, they might have did that. Listen, lady, if you don't know, you don't say it. You don't even say it if you don't know. So they need a boogeyman. They're creating boogeymen and ISIS and all of this bullshit. You know, we can't beat ISIS after 4 or 5 years. Come on, what a joke. If you believe that shit, and she's gonna drag it out the same way Obama has, and well, we're trying to do it, and we're giving it our best, and it's just a bunch of bullshit. But people like that because it's wishy-washy talk. They get scared when someone talks definitively, and we're gonna knock them out, and we're gonna do this, and they get scared. So people are sick of this bullshit already. And that's why they're falling behind Trump. They see Obama and Hillary is creating all this bullshit. They don't give two dams about nothing. They don't speak about GMO. Obama passed the DARK Act. Chemtrails exploded under these two. You know, if you think they got nothing to do with it or they don't know nothing about it, whew, I don't know what to tell you. Don't know what to tell you. You think this is pretty in the sky? Probably do. You know. Country's in trouble from every angle. Environmentally, monetarily, socially, you name it. The food system, every angle. So Hillary has the same schmutz as Obama has. And all you can do is roll the dice. So that's what it comes out to. Enough of this.